Imagine a fighter jet so agile it can point its nose at you while flying in the opposite direction. A 20-ton Predator with a Timansky heart, a lethal soul, and a 30mm bite. This is the MiG-29, the Soviet Union's ultimate answer to the American EF-15 and EF-16. Once feared by the West as a mysterious superweapon, it became the most dangerous dogfighter of the late 20th century. It doesn't just fly, it dances through the clouds, locking onto targets with a helmet-mounted sight before the enemy even knows the fight has started. Let's go inside the analog cockpit of this acrobatic legend to see why the Fulcrum was the gold standard for air superiority, and why the world still looks at this Cold War titan with absolute terror. The origin of the MiG-29 is a story of absolute tactical desperation. In the 1970s, the Soviet Union realized their existing interceptors were being outmatched by the new American Teen Series fighters. They needed something lighter, faster, and much more maneuverable. The engineers at McCoyan created a vehicle that could operate from unpaved dirt strips while providing the agility of a lightweight boxer. It was a radical design that prioritized raw aerodynamic lift over the heavy electronic systems of its rivals. Engineering the MiG-29 required a masterpiece of aerodynamic balance. To achieve incredible lift, designers gave it a blended wing body design that allows the entire fuselage to act as a wing. This allows the 18-ton beast to perform maneuvers that would stall an American Phantom or an older Mirage. They added a unique intake system that closes the main vents on the ground to prevent debris from being sucked in, making it a rugged warrior built for the harshest frontline airfields. The engines of the MiG-29 are where the Soviet power truly shines. The twin Klimov AR-33 turbofans provide a thrust-to-weight ratio that allows the jet to climb vertically like a rocket. These engines are so powerful they can push the fighter to Mach 2.3 in the blink of an eye. Inside, the pilot sits in a compact cockpit, surrounded by a mix of old-school gauges and a revolutionary infrared search and track sensor that can spot heat signatures through thick clouds. One of the most famous features of the MiG-29 was its helmet-mounted target designation system. Long before the West perfected this tech, Soviet pilots could simply look at an enemy plane to lock their missiles. This allowed the Fulcrum to win close-range dogfights by firing the deadly AR-73 missile at extreme angles. It was the birth of the off-bore sight doctrine, proving that in a turning fight, the pilot who sees first and points first wins. When the MiG-29 officially entered service in the early 80s, it was a high-end shock to the West. It was the first Soviet fighter to truly challenge American air dominance in a visual fight. It proved that a nation focused on raw physics could outmaneuver the most advanced computers in the world. This platform was so successful that over 20 nations immediately signed up to put this acrobat of death in their own hangars. The legendary status of the MiG-29 was forged by its incredible versatility. The Soviets didn't just build a short-range interceptor, they built a platform that could eventually evolve into a naval fighter and a multi-role striker. From the basic model to the modern MiG-35, this jet changed its internal organs to keep up with the digital age. For an American audience used to specialized roles, the Fulcrum's transition to a multi-role Swiss Army knife was a massive jump in capability. The protection system was a masterpiece of rugged survivability. The MiG-29 was built to take a hit and keep flying. It features redundant hydraulic systems and a frame made of advanced aluminum and lithium alloys. One veteran pilot recalled that the goal wasn't just to be pretty, but to ensure the jet stayed in the air after a brutal exchange. A dead engine on a Fulcrum is not a death sentence, as it can limp home on a single Klimov engine if needed. When the jet reaches the modern era, its situational awareness received a massive upgrade. The latest versions feature a digital glass cockpit and a high-tech Zook radar that can track multiple targets at once. The pilot no longer relies on ground control for every move, as the aircraft can now function as a mini command center. The world woke up to a new reality. The old analog brawler had become a high-tech digital assassin. This efficiency also proved the incredible durability of the Soviet airframe design. Even in the sweltering heat of the desert or the bone-chilling cold of the Siberian tundra, the MiG-29 keeps launching. This ruggedness is why nations from India to Poland made it the backbone of their air defense. It is a machine that rewards a brave pilot and punishes any adversary who thinks complex always means better. The success of the Fulcrum led to a massive expansion of Soviet and Russian military influence. They proved that you don't need a massive stealth budget if you have superior maneuverability and a lethal short-range sting. This combat-proven reputation is why the vehicle is still being looked at for modernization programs today. It is a machine that turns air defense into air dominance for those who know how to fly it. The most dangerous job for a MiG-29 pilot is the visual merge. This is pure adrenaline. The vehicle uses its massive lift to perform a Cobra maneuver, forcing an overshooting enemy to fly right into its gun sights. Once the target is in front, the 30mm autocannon unleashes a stream of high-explosive shells. It is a game of aerial violence where the Fulcrum is the jagged blade. During the conflicts of the 2020s, the MiG-29 has proven itself to be the survivor of the front lines. Operators shared stories of the vehicle flying low to avoid advanced radar, only to pop up and engage enemy cruise missiles. Because the jet is so fast at low altitudes, it acts as a high-speed shield for ground troops. This mechanical guardian has saved countless lives in the high-intensity air wars of Eastern Europe. The jet also holds a unique record for tactical speed. In scrambles where every second counts, the Fulcrum's engines can ignite and get the plane airborne in record time. Most of its victories were achieved by pilots who used its superior turn rate to outradius the enemy. The aircraft's real fangs are its ability to see the threat, outturn the threat, and kill the threat before the enemy can even complete a full circle. In recent combat, the MiG-29 has become the gold standard for homeland defense. Pilots who have switched from older jets describe the Fulcrum as a rocket with wings. They praise the raw power, the responsive controls, and the feeling of being one with the machine. For the defenders of the sky, the MiG-29 is a technological gift that allows a small group of pilots to hold off a massive air force. The psychological impact of the MiG-29 is its lethal reputation. Because it is so much more agile than most heavy fighters, the enemy often panics when the fight gets close. It is a machine that owns the dogfight. Whether it's clearing a sector or defending a capital city, the Fulcrum provides a level of confidence to the pilot that makes them nearly unstoppable in a one-on-one duel. The final analysis of the MiG-29 is a story of ultimate aerodynamic foresight. It proved that a lightweight airframe could be just as relevant as a heavy interceptor if it was agile enough. The Fulcrum established the blueprint for the next generation of visual fighters, fast, maneuverable, and lethal. It has outlived many of its rivals and remains the benchmark for the high-agility era. The legacy of the MiG-29 can be seen in the new MiG-35 and the naval MiG-29K. These newest versions feature thrust vectoring, the same technology used in the world's most advanced stealth jets, to allow the pilot to perform physics-defying stunts. The military realized that the airframe is so efficient that it is better to keep perfecting this platform than to try and build something from scratch. Looking toward the future, the MiG-29 is being tested with drone control systems. This would make the Acrobat of Death a mothership for autonomous wingmen, allowing it to lead robot swarms into battle. It is no longer just a Cold War jet, it's a mobile command hub for the next generation of robotic warfare. It continues to lead the way, proving that the balance of power and agility is timeless. The cultural legacy of the MiG-29 is one of engineering excellence. It is the machine that proved a nation could build a jet that defined an entire era of flight. For the men and women who fly it, the Fulcrum is a sacred trust, a machine built to ensure that their sky is never an easy target. It is a symbol of determination, a machine that turned dogfight logic into a permanent guarantee of safety. Standing next to a MiG-29 today, you feel its raw, aggressive, and incredibly purposeful presence. It looks like a tool built for one thing, the high-speed pursuit of victory. It doesn't look like a relic of the 80s. It looks like a craft that belongs in a world where speed and maneuverability are the only things that matter. From the runways of the past to the global dogfights of today, the MiG-29 has remained the ultimate tool of air security. The MiG-29 Fulcrum is more than a fighter jet, it is a 40,000-pound guarantee of air superiority. It proved that in the modern era, the most important armor is the ability to outturn, outpoint, and outfight anyone in the sky. It is a masterpiece of air, fire, and absolute engineering grit. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Acrobat of Death. Is the MiG-29 the best dogfighter ever made? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out.